is a UTV 44 sports production. The UTV 44 Game of the Week is brought to you by Whataburger.
A couple of region champions square off in the quarterfinals tonight as the Benjamin Russell Wildcats, ranked number 8 in the final season poll, come down to the Hill to take on the Spanish Fort Toros, who are ranked number 4 in the final poll. Good evening. I'm Jim Cox. My partners Dan Brennan and Vic Lockett. And Dan, a couple of 11-1 teams going at it here tonight. And I think both of these teams probably have not seen what they're going to see from their opponents tonight. The wishbone a lot for Benjamin Russell, and, of course, the spread for the Spanish Fort Toros.
Yeah, and the wishbone's going to be run by a coach's son. Look at it, very successful coach, by the way, Coach Danny Horn. There's Brian Horn, the youngest of the Horn boys, and he can play. He's run it for over 1,300 yards, almost 1,400, or he's thrown it for that much, and he's run it for 12 touchdowns. So any which way you're trying to get to the end zone, tough kid, also plays a lot on defense at safety. Two-way player and a very good one. All right, Vic, on the other side, we've seen him for a couple of years now. You look at Jonathan Cook back there in the secondary, a real Division I talent for the Toros.
Yeah, he's committed to Nebraska, and he's 5'11", 185 pounds. And you're talking about seeing the opponent. He's going to have to be a big factor in this game if they're going to run the wishbone, because you're going to expect that corner to come over there and force things back to the inside. So look for him to be a factor in the football game.
The Toros score more than 40 a game. Benjamin Russell only gives up 10, a classic offense-defense matchup coming here tonight. Stick around. The kickoff comes up next from the Hill. The Toros and the Wildcats next here on UTV 44. They like a little pomp and circumstance on the Hill, Dan Brennan.
Well, when it's not even kickoff and you set the field on fire, you're trying to make a statement. But what they've done here at Spanish Fort is make a statement on the field.
You're right.
They are a physical team. They are a very well-disciplined team. And they're a team with a state championship in their pocket already, and the school's only been around a few years.
It's really been a tremendous growth story that has taken place here in Spanish Fort. We'll talk about that this evening. Let's go down to the field and welcome in Pat Greenwood. Patrick.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Most interested in seeing the Spanish Fort offense that averages about 42 points a game against this Benjamin Russell defense that gives up only 10. Biggest question for Benjamin Russell, though, have they seen a team with the offensive speed that Spanish Fort has? We're actually going to get a chance to see that right away. Benjamin Russell won the toss, deferred, so we'll see that Spanish Fort O and the Benjamin Russell D right away.
Jonathan Cook, who Vic talked about in the pregame, will be back deep to receive along with Sammy Tolbert. Tolbert had the big game last week. Sean Rape will kick off for the Wildcats. One of our favorite places to come. Always great energy here in Spanish Fort.
It's electric.
They do it upright. They've been cooking here all day. And a trip to the semifinals on the line. And how about this? This is the third week in a row the Toros have been home. If Spanish Fort wins tonight and St. Paul's wins across the bay, Spanish Fort will get all 4 of their home games here at the Hill. Rape, the left-footed kicker, will bounce this one to Cook at the 9. Cook with some speed up the middle. And he's upended at the 34-yard line. We've talked about this Toro team and how they're 11-1. Let's take a look how they have gotten here to the quarterfinals. They opened up with the season-opening win over Daphne, and that one was a big statement they made there. Then they set a school record for the most points scored in a game between two teams with 80, that win over BC Rain. The only loss, you saw it here on UTV 44, week 6, when they lost to St. Paul's 31-21. They've won 6 in a row since, including the 51-7 win over Carroll to open things up, and then 38-14, the win last week to move into round 2. Joel Poe, the senior quarterback, drops, looking down the middle of the field, airs this one up, is just incomplete, and now they're going to get a late flag as they were trying to come to the tall receiver, Blaine Crane. And we're going to get the pass interference penalty. As you look there at the second-year head coach, Mark Freeman, 20-5 overall. Of course, had the great run in the IASA. Overall, 134-35.
You know, your winning percentage is up around 80%.
Wow.
You got a clue. And Kerry Stevenson from Viger goes as far as to call Mark Freeman an offensive genius. It's just, and he got 38 against Kerry's bunch too, which was very much an improving defense.
Now 5 wide receivers here, and this offense is really kicking on all cylinders. And they moved Ed Autry, who's been banged up. He'll take the handoff, and he's going to UAB, and he gets stood up and then dropped back down. Javosky McNeil in on the stop.
Yeah, Javosky says you're not going to UAB yet.
Autry had the big game last week, ran for 95 yards. That was really something that really helping the Spanish 14 be able to run the ball. Sammy Tolbert's been back there as well, but it really helps to get Autry back there, have a little 1-2 punch. Christian Cotton checks in as Autry makes his way back over here. 2nd and 10 for the Toros. Poe over the middle, strong arms, and able to get that one complete. And it's Sam Harris up the near side, and Harris inside the 20, inside the 15, and it's 1st and 10 again for the Toros.
Yeah, he was matched up against Legarius Varna there, who's every bit of 6'6", as I saw him on the sideline, and he's got that long stride, but not quick enough feet to stay with a receiver like that, traversing across the field.
Yeah, and we've talked about the fact that these are good linebackers, but are they good against the pass? That's what they're going to see over and over again. And if they're not good against the pass, they're going to be exposed tonight.
Lots of space there. And a whistle. It was a really well-thrown ball by Poe. Hit him right in stride. Sometimes you see that pass over the middle just a hair late, and it throws off the timing.
I got news for you. They work on this stuff at practice. I mean, they work on it and work on it again.
How about Joel Poe? I mean, kind of a little unheralded, I would say, as the quarterbacks would look at. He's thrown for over 5,000 yards and 60 touchdowns in his career here at Spanish Fort this year. 37 touchdowns and over 3,000 yards.
And when I met with his head coach a year and a half ago, 3 weeks before the season started, he hadn't even won the job yet. So this is a kid who's really grown into the position in a very large way.
Penalty against the Toros. It'll back him up 5, and Poe on the inside handoff, and that's Tolbert down inside the 15. Remember, we saw Joel Poe as a sophomore open up the season when Amariel Finley had moved in here to Spanish Fort but wasn't eligible yet. So he was just a small sophomore taking a pounding. They were running the ball a bunch, but he hung in there. Finley then came in, and then he got a lot of snaps as the backup as the year went on.
Yeah, you could see his toughness, though, then when he was 15 years old.
No question. Poe now another flag on the far side. All kinds of time, and Poe to the corner of the end zone. And he's inbounds for the touchdown. Christian Cotton with the score, but let's see the flag that's over there on the far sideline.
Yeah, it looked like it's against the defense, but they're calling them back.
It is going to go against Benjamin Russell.
Yeah, usually when they let the play continue, it's some infraction against the defense. So
what a throw by Joel Poe.
Yeah, not just a great throw, but how big time did he look finding a guy late in his progression?
Yeah, he was patient back there. They gave him the time. Had one of those plays. One of those plays where, he had a chance to drink a cup of coffee and then get his tea in the afternoon. Found the third option back there, drilled it over there. Kid did a great job to hold his feet in bounds, too, to get that touchdown.
Yeah, Cotton, great catch on the far side, and Poe put it out where the only one that was going to catch it was going to be Cotton. And Theodore for the point after. And it's good, and just like that, 1:46 in, Spanish Fort on top early, 7-0. They have the lead of the quarterfinals here on UTV 44. Here was the pass from Poe to Cotton coming right at you on the sidelines. What a job to keep his feet in by the sophomore receiver. And a big touchdown, number 38 on the year for Joel Poe.
If you play wide receiver or you play quarterback, this is the offense for you. This is the offense you want to be in because you can really
put up some huge numbers.
Yeah.
Have fun. It's got to be a fun offense to run as the kickoff by Theodore goes into the end zone. But however, I mean, it's got to be a special kid to play quarterback here, not just with the physical tools, but Mark Freeman puts a lot on him mentally to have to know how to run this offense.
Yeah, it's between the years where it really counts.
Let's take a look at how Benjamin Russell got here. They were undefeated, 7-0 in their region, won the region and lost the last game of the season, 28-21 to Homewood. And then in the playoffs, they beat LaFleur 26-18. And then last week, Chilton County came up with a win by a score of 24-7. They averaged 34 points a game.
And what's impressive about me is single digits that the defense are holding people to.
That's going to be a challenge tonight here. Johnson goes in motion the inside. Handoff up to the 24-yard line. Yep. First carry tonight for Albies. Briquez Albies.
He's a good player.
They call him the Rock.
The Rock is something that Spanish Fort's going to have to keep an eye on all night. And it's interesting that both defenses facing an offense that they haven't seen as much of during the year. Now, in terms of what Benjamin Russell sees, they see the spread, but they don't see it run with the efficiency
and the execution
of Spanish Fort, right?
Gain of 2. And the pitch this time, LeBrenican Johnson up to the 31-yard line. That's a 100th carry on the season for Johnson. He's got 14 touchdowns. Coming into tonight's game, just under 600 yards on the year.
Yeah, it's going to be crucial for Spanish Fort's defense just to play assignment football, remain in their alleys, and take the right person when they start to get this option stuff going with this wishbone. Definitely assignment football.
1st and 10. And to give up the middle, no gain there. Maybe pick up, they might give him, I guess actually we'll give him 2 on his forward progress. Quarterback is Bryant Horn. He is the coach's son. Dan alluded to it in the pregame shows. You see him at the top of your screen coming in there. 61% completion on the year, 1,388 yards, 94 for 152, and he's run for just under 500 yards on the year and 12 touchdowns.
Good-looking athlete.
Sturdivant in the backfield at fullback. Now they'll pitch it back. And Horn looking to pass, and he's got Ford wide open, throws it to him, and hits him at the 30 and third, and Ford inside the 20.
Yeah, with that flea flicker action, kind of got him sucked up, but hey, Cook was there to save the day and didn't give up the touchdown, and he made up the difference in getting back there just to tackle him and keep him in the field of play and not in the end zone.
Yeah, but a great throw by Horn because he gets leveled. Watch how Horn gets hit right there as he let go of the football. He knew he was going to get blasted and still put it on the money.
Well, that's what quarterbacks have to do. You know, they're pretty boys, but they have to take a few of those.
19th catch of the year for Jarrett Ford. Morehouse was the one who put the big hit on. All the way down to the 15-yard line.
The kid just took a 4-hour bus ride and threw a rope. You don't want to give him any credit at all, Vic? Have I got this right?
Yeah, well, you like to hit him in the teeth. Yeah, they got a little bit of a penalty there. I don't know what the signal is here. Couldn't understand him with the feedback. Did you guys pick that up?
No.
I didn't hear what he said. They moved it. It was at the 15.
And he did a signal I'm not even familiar with when he's
got to go back to those old programs.
Pat Greenwood, what was going on?
I can actually hear him down here. It's tough up there, I got to imagine. But no, that was another a sideline penalty. They're just coming out too far, and they warned him a couple of plays ago, and now they got him for 5.
Albies with the carry to the 18-yard line.
Yeah, they kind of running what I call a little cross buck action. Have it going one way and then actually one back slips out the other day. Maybe with a little traps up the middle, try to hit somebody being over aggressive and over pursuing.
You know, you go back 20, 30 years ago and you had both teams running an offense like this because it was so prevalent in college.
Oh, sure.
2nd and 8. Again, Albies still on his feet, and he's brought down at the 12-yard line.
And this is definitely 3 yards in a cloud of dust when you come out there with 2 tight ends lined up tight to the line of scrimmage. They're doing nothing but blocking.
Well, this is the way Coach Horn did his thing in Clay County and won 6 state titles.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Did it in 20 years.
Right.
3rd and 1. Look at everybody on the line of scrimmage. They try the sneak, and Horn gets right to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, he just kind of lays on the pile there, and he may have gotten up. They got the fist up as if he didn't get the first down. Let's see.
I think he's going to be short. But I think, well, you think about their kicker, very strong leg. We were watching him nail him from 50, but field goals aren't going to win you this game against Spanish Fort.
And they know that, and they're within a half a yard or less, so they're going to go for it here, no doubt, and take their chances to get in the end zone eventually.
Johnson, Alves, and Sturdivant in the backfield and trying the quarterback sneak again and to move over the left side. On the second effort, Horn appears he's going to have the first down.
In the same play, he's picked up 6 inches here, 6 inches there, and then he's got a yard.
Same play. They blocked a little bit better. Horn went over the left side again, and the guys did their job.
Well, it ain't confirmed yet. I think they're going to measure. Oh, no, they go at it.
1st and goal. Spotted at the 9. Look at this, just no wide receivers out, just double tight ends packed in. They give it off Johnson to the left side and they'll move it down to about the 6.
Just a little power veer, got all the action going to the left side, which when it's even like that, you call that the weak side, even though you got 2 tights on both sides. Hand it off to the back, going deepest. Just see if he can get something in that 7 hole over there.
Gain of 3. Austin Munkus will come on in as the extra tight end. Play action. Horn looking, pressure. He's going to be hit at the 10 and drop back at the 12-yard line.
Yeah, Horn had what the defense gave him, but he just wouldn't accept it, Dan. He had his little tight end on his boot. He wouldn't throw it.
He had the tight end for maybe 5. He wasn't going to get in the end zone, I don't think, Vic. And I think that's what Horn was looking at. They were pursuing pretty well. Also, that pressure came really quickly from Milner from the outside and Ronald Smith, too. So nice job of pursuing. At first, I agree with you. It looked like something was there, but it wasn't the whole shooting match. So he decided, let's see if I can run it.
You better take what they can give you, because I guarantee his coach would rather 3rd and 5 than 3rd and 10 and goal.
Let it go wide.
Yep, now
Just let it go.
They split the field. Cross over the middle, fires, and he's got Johnson who lunges in for the touchdown.
How about that?
LeBrenican Johnson with his 15th touchdown on the year.
Little skinny post, let the guy inside. Is always going to be in favor of the receiver at that point. He's got his body blocking out the defender, and the ball is between them. As you take a look at it here, he just zips it in, and then he just fights because he wants it more.
You got it. You got it. That's a really good throw and a great finish. And that's pretty impressive for a team that does one thing to get you down the field, of course, the pass, but out of the wishbone formation, scores out of a completely different formation.
From the spread. I understand that they can do both of them. He just leans more towards that wishbone because that's his bread and butter.
Colin Sharp here for the point after. Zach Rogers to hold, and now we get a whistle. Flag dropped at the back of the end zone. Delay a game.
And that clock went down pretty quick, didn't it?
Sure did.
And we'll back him up 5 more, and shouldn't be a problem for Sharp, as we said, the big leg. .439 left here. Each team has scored on their opening possession. Again, Rogers with the snap. And the Benjamin Russell crowd on the far side lets us know the game is tied 7 apiece. So a big answer there early on for Benjamin Russell. We're tied at 7 early on UTV 44. Each team with a touchdown on their first possession. Well, I thought that was big for Benjamin Russell. I really did, because Vic, I mean, you know Spanish Fort's going to score some points. They're going to score big, and they get the answer back, and now can maybe kind of settle into a football game here.
Yeah, they're in a hostile territory. For them to come back and score, it is real big. And this group isn't used to people taking the football down the field on them and scoring. If you take a look at all those single-digit points allowed by the opponent. So, hey, they're here to fight, and they're just not going to lay down. So it's going to be a dogfight, I think.
Look, boy, the Toros are up real close on the kickoff as Rape will send it to Cook at the 15. Jonathan Cook up the middle. Cook makes a move at the 40, spins. It'll be brought down at the 47-yard line. A great field position for the Toros. Let's take a look. 6A playoffs going on here in the quarterfinals. Just 8 teams left in each classification. Opelika and Auburn. We saw that Auburn team last week. Spain Park and Carver Montgomery. Hoover and Vestavia Hills and Clay Chalkville versus Mountain Brook. 5A our game here tonight. Across the bay, Briarwood Christian and St. Paul's. Coleman and McAdory. Hartselle and Muscle Shoals rounded out in 5A and in 4A. We'll talk about that in a second as Poe drops back, able to get that one quickly dropped. After the catch was Devontae Patrick. Be a loss on the play.
Yeah, good tackle there by Tobias Russell. Everybody else was sold on the screen except that linebacker. He sat right there and tackled.
Beauregard and hosting UMS tonight. Dora and Charles Henderson. Aniana taking on J.O. Johnson in Madison County in action. And, of course, Strawn in action here in 3A tonight as well in the quarterfinals. Loss of 2. Poe to the near side, and that's incomplete and 3rd and long coming up.
Yeah, they don't want Poe to get they don't want him to get too comfortable back there, Jim. They're blitzing a lot.
Yeah, they are bringing heat on him. I mean, from the first snap of the game, they brought those 2 inside backers and they red dogged them in.
All right, also going on tonight, local games, Lamar and Sweetwater. Good luck to Stacy Luker and his crew there. Washington County taking on Mobile Christian in the quarterfinals. Congratulations there. Brantley and Linden and Maplesville and McIntosh in a 1A matchup this evening as well. Vic had talked about this defense for Benjamin Russell. 9 of their 12 games, 13 points or less. 8 of the 12, 10 or less as Poe comes off. He's able to get that one complete, and it's Harris, and Harris makes a move, and he's got a first down to the 38-yard line.
Wow, 3 spins in 2 yards.
Yeah.
Makes the catch. Nice strong throw by Poe.
That was, and they got a mix up in their coverage there, and all those routes just confusing them back there. And he had one more spin there, but there's my big lanky guy, LaGarris Varner there to close him down there.
Out of the backfield, Sammy Tolbert breaks a tackle at the 30, and Tolbert with speed inside the 5. Touchdown Toros.
Yeah, Tolbert threw that last move there that I was picking up my stuff off the floor. It was so quick. And I'm up here in the stands. I'm telling you, that was a move that he made that sprung himself to get wide open, and then it was just a chase from there.
38 yards for Tolbert. Had 109 last week in the win.
Jordan Boulware, defensive back, was the first to swing and miss. And
I think he was the last and only.
Yeah, Tolbert was off to the races.
And Theodore with the PAT makes it 14-7. So the defenses are 0 for 3 so far here tonight. In the first 3 possessions, we've got 3 touchdowns on the board. Let's take a look at our friends who've been bringing us our high school football game, our presenting sponsor each and every week, all season long and throughout the playoffs here, Whataburger. So glad to have them a part of high school football on UTV 44. Next time you pull through the drive-through, tell them, hey, we appreciate you sponsoring the games on UTV 44.
And thanks for putting an entire onion on that burger, because they go heavy on the onions, which I personally love.
And we could tell when you've gone there too.
No big deal.
The game.
I support our
sponsors. It is a big deal for us.
I support our sponsors.
We do too, and we love them to death. Just hold the onions, or at least go half an onion.
Well, see, that's why you can order it however you want it at Whataburger.
Thank you very much.
Lots of onion, little onion. I like the jalapenos.
I understand it's a small press box, and I apologize.
This one goes into the end zone, and we'll see the wishbone come back out here for Benjamin Russell. How about Benjamin Russell? Been playing high school football since 1922. This is their 16th quarterfinal appearance. 5-10 in those games leading up to this. You know, they really kind of turned it around when Coach Horn came from Clay County here. They had a rough first 2 years. He was 1-9 his first 2 years there. Then they went 7-5, made the playoffs last year, and of course 11-1 tonight heading into this one, and now they'll spread the field. Horn will give it off to Alves, and a big hit right in the hole there, and that was Chris Morehouse again who came in and laid the lick.
Yeah, I tell you, you're talking about them coming out in a different look. I tell you, that puts a lot of pressure on the defense the week before, having to be ready for all of that offense and all of those formations. So, you know, hats off to Coach Freeman and get them ready. Looks like there's no panic. They're lining up correctly and not scrambling around, even though they're playing the spread, the wishbone, power eye, and everything else they got out there.
Now on the option, Horn will pitch it off. Alves hit in the backfield by Cook and drop back at the 15.
Talked about it at the top of the broadcast. If he's going to be a factor in this game, if they're going to run the option, you're going to want that corner to come up there quick, fast like that, force everything back inside. And he did an excellent job that time, firing up there and just shutting it down from the get-go.
How about this Benjamin Russell team? They've only turned it over 7 times all year. 3 fumbles, 4 interceptions. That's
amazing.
But you got to be careful of it here. 3rd and 15 deep in your own end. Ford will split to the top of the screen. Johnson and McClellan to the bottom, and Minifield in the slot. Horn looking over the middle of the field, and Minifield able to make the catch, but he's well short of the first down.
Great catch, because Spanish Ford dropped everybody in coverage, or most, I should say. I think they rushed 3. Minifield makes a nice grab, but you're right, they're going to have to punt it away. Our first kick of the night.
Yeah, he went to his first read and didn't take his eye off of him and allowed him to get across the middle and get open there. And he just didn't go to his second options, which may have been a little deeper and able to get the first down.
Jonathan Cook will stand back around the 40, and Horn, the quarterback, will kick it from the 10.
I like the way Cook has been attacking that scrimmage when he gets the ball.
Yeah, now the play clock runs all the way down to 0.
Front the snap, delay of game, offense, 5 yards, still 4th down.
That's their second delay of game. You can tell they're in hostile territory. Well, that play clock is really getting on away from them quick.
Absolutely. I don't know exactly what the issue is, but they're not seeing the time properly. They're not sure where the clock is, or something's up, because it's too well coached a team for that to happen twice.
Horn with a good kick. Cook at the 37. Cook up the middle, trying to get to the outside. Breaks 1 tackle, breaks another tackle, and down to the 35.
Yeah, he didn't get a chance to go vertical on that particular play this time, so they corralled him up that time, and Cook wasn't able to find anything going lateral.
Don't forget, you can follow us on Facebook. Just search UTV 44 High School Football Game of the Week. Get all our information. We got 1 more week of football to go here. We've got the semis next week. We're here in the quarterfinals, and 2 weeks we'll have champions crowned.
The road to the championship goes through South Alabama.
And through UTV 44, albeit tape delayed. So the Toros get it back. There's Joel Poe. 2 touchdown drives to start the game. Poe, pressure now. He's going to step up, trying to avoid it, trying to get to the edge, and Poe will step out of bounds wisely. And he'll pick up 2 after the scramble to the near side. LaTrevor Milner was closing in.
He had a siren on him, didn't he?
Yeah, when you play in this region and you're a quarterback, you figure out where the sideline is pretty quick. So when you're going up
or you're not a quarterback very long.
Exactly. Vigors, St. Paul, LaFleur, Williamson, BC Rain.
A lot of speed on D, huh?
Yeah, people are coming at you with bad intentions.
Pickup of 2 for Poe. Inside Autry. We'll gain 2 more.
Pretty nice 2-headed monster they've got at running back with Autry and Tolbert. Tolbert scored on the long run. Autry's been banged up a little bit. They really haven't had both of them 100% for most of the season, but that's football, right, Big?
Yeah, that's right. You know, you just got to keep playing,
and everybody's
about.
Yeah, everybody's a little banged up now.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been playing a long time now. It's your 13th game at this week.
I don't feel good. We're just up here.
Yeah, you're still shaking off that week 2 injury. Back to the near side, Devontae Patrick. Look at that jump move, and Patrick back to the inside, and he's going to get the first down and pay the price.
Yeah, he ran about 40 yards, but most of it was lateral.
Patrick
And
with
he
that.
turned it up just in the nick of time to get the sticks to kick.
He did.
Very elusive for Patrick.
The jitterbug, 155 pounds, gets the first down, moves the sticks.
Harris, Crane, and Cotton to the bottom. Look at this 4-by-1 here.
Diamond action, huh?
Come back to Autry. Make it Tolbert. And Tolbert knocked out of bounds right at midfield.
Yeah, I'm expecting this Benjamin Russell team to be very disciplined as well and stay in their lanes, but it's pretty tough when you got this guys here spreading it out.
That will bring the first quarter to a close. 14-7, Spanish Fort with a lead. We're here on the hill in round 3 of the playoffs on UTV 44. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Big Lockett, Pat Greenwood on the sidelines. This time it's Brian Aaron, our statistician, serving the 1-game suspension. Not with us tonight. And Jared Kihas down in the truck.
A lot of people just dropping in and out of the lineup
It's
these
tough.
days. I don't know what's going on.
You know, it's violation of the booth, yeah, unlawful booth, or something.
Hopefully nothing next week, so I don't want to project anything.
Easy,
Of all
easy.
3 people here, plus Brian.
So it's 3.5 if he makes it.
Big hit show.
2nd and 4 for the Toros. Just inside the midfield stripe. They've scored both times they've had it. They send Crane in motion, but also going a little too fast with Sam Harris there. Crane came in motion, but Harris was actually the one who started too soon. So that'll back up the Toros and become 2nd and 9.
Harris has got some quicks, especially when he comes over the middle. That time looked like Harris was going to go.
Snap, false start, offense.
He was trying to get a jump going long.
Still 2nd down.
Crane, he's a great target coming over the middle because
Really
Crane
is.
has now grown into 6'4", about 185. Got a lot of energy, and he's become a really, really good football player.
Well, his dad was a great player, am I
Yep.
correct? He's
Sure.
a big guy.
Yeah.
Great football player at all.
5 wide receivers here for the Toros. We'll move the game clock back to the start of the quarter. Poe drops it back to the far side. And here's Patrick. Gets it up to the 50-yard line again.
You know, another thing. Go ahead, Vic.
No, I was just going to say well-designed play. They have it spread out with a lot of action coming in one way, and then they come back and look the opposite. So you look at it right there, and there's a lot of action coming to the right, but actually he's throwing it to the left.
Now they'll bunch everyone to the bottom of the screen, and they'll pitch it. Tolbert looking for a block to the edge. Tolbert with the speed. He drops the shoulder, and he's going to have another Toro first down at the 42-yard line.
You know, you see the bunch at the bottom, and you're thinking they're going to throw it. And actually, it was a power. It was just basically a power play.
Pitch, yeah.
You've got the pitch, and you've got Crane and 2 other buddies out in front. One thing that I was going to mention was this offense has got a lot of guys that are going both ways on the run for Benjamin Russell. They've got a number of players that play both offense and defense.
Poe with time over the middle, fires. He's got Harris complete. Harris inside the 10. Touchdown, Toros, 42 yards.
Despite the pass interference there on him that no one saw, he fights through it and just crosses his face. He puts it right on the money, and then it's just a foot race right there across the middle. Take a look at it coming right across your screen here. He was tangled up with the DB just for a second there, but then he runs away from him, and he puts the football right in his hands. Nobody caught him.
I don't know what Harris's, track speed is, but he's got good football speed.
And that's all that counts tonight.
You got it.
It is 21-7 Toros. Hey, how about this now for Coach Freeman's team? They have scored 522 points so far. That is a school record. They also set a school record for the most points in a game against Gulf Shores. They also set a record for the largest winning margin this year, 49 points in that same game. And they had 80 combined points when they beat BC Rain in the second week of the season when a 50-30 win back there. They score them in bunches. Pat Greenwood.
Well, and that was the plan for Mark Freeman is, look, you know, you got a lot of Benjamin Russell guys playing both ways. You can see already, especially defensively, they're tired because Spanish Fort's just spreading them out so much, and they're just going to run them to death. That's what they're going to try to do, and obviously it's working in this first quarter and in the extra minutes. So Spanish Fort's looking good. Benjamin Russell has got to be able to execute offensively and take some time off that clock.
This is going to be a high, shorter kick. And Leonard out to the 22-yard line. Tell you about some more of our friends who bring us high school football throughout the season here on UTV44. Paige Plash and all the fine folks at Encore Rehabilitation with their locations throughout the state of Alabama. Also Greer's Market since 1960. Will you and Mr. Greer speak tomorrow, Vic?
No, tomorrow's off limits. You know, Robert, we'll have to catch up on Sunday afternoon. See him at church.
Advanced Collision. Proud to jump in and be a part of high school football this season on UTV 44. Albies get the pile up to about the 23-yard line.
Could what they do primarily offensively be any more different? I mean, that is everybody tight.
Yeah, I was just sitting there thinking, I mean, can they think of another formation?
They can. They may have to.
As a defender, Vic, what's tougher to prepare for? The tempo and the spread, or this wishbone that you don't see much at all?
You know, a big old fat guy, tempo always trumps everything. You don't want it to go fast, but certainly it's the mental aspect of being in the right place at the right time against these formations.
Johnson to the 25-yard line, but not much more there.
Well, you guys have hung with me the past 3 years. You know, I don't want to do any intellect-type things. You know, hey, let's do the physical stuff.
Yeah.
And let's do it slowly.
Exactly, yeah. No brain wrestling for me.
3rd and about 7.
I tell you, Coach Horn has got to do a job just speaking to his guys because, hey, they're getting punched in the mouth, and they're just not used to that. They're on the ropes here early in the football game, and they're just not accustomed to being in this predicament.
In double tight ends, play action, pressure coming from the backside, looking down the far sideline and just out of the reach of LeBrenick and Johnson as the pressure was coming from Ronald Smith on the backside.
Yeah, Horn just heaved it on up there, and I tell you what, Adrian Manifeld there, he was definitely held up, and he's begging for the flag. None was thrown to him.
A good look at Mark Freeman, second-year coach here in Spanish Fort.
Minifield looked like he was breaking open over the middle, and that's when I kind of lost eye contact with what he was doing, and from that point he felt like he got held.
Yeah, he did. Honestly, he did get detained there, but he didn't get the call from the official.
Boy, it looks like Cook's just about to bust one, doesn't it, Vic?
Yeah, ready.
He gets away from this one. It's a great punt.
Yeah, if he gets the ball, you know, he tries to attack the line of scrimmage, and that's the way you want those punt returners and kickers to do. Go vertical, not lateral.
58-yard punt by Horn.
Ethics, integrity, and respect are values important in our daily lives. All of these values are learned by participation in interscholastic athletic programs. Coaches set a good example, or they should anyway, for players and fans. Participants should treat opponents with respect, and respect should be extended to contest officials. Fans should be fans, not fanatics. It's a public service message from the Alabama High School Athletic Association.
Amen to all of that, other than the definition of fan is short for fanatic.
Thank you.
So they're going to be fanatical.
Yeah, Joel Poe got a little discombobulated there before the snap and made a little... Made a move and before the ball was snapped.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, 5 yards, still first down.
We can tell why sometimes when we interview Coach Freeman during the week, he doesn't have much left.
He gives it all up Friday night.
Yeah. The yell into the voice.
Yeah, and I guess probably during the week, too.
Yeah, you want to leave it on the field, and I guess that goes for coaches as well.
Joel Poe rolls out to his right, now steps up, and he's hit and buried. Wow, big pressure coming there. Javosky McNeil with the sack. That is the 20th sack this season for this Benjamin Russell team.
Well, I can tell why, because they've been sniffing at him all night, and apparently it's part of their MO that they just going to bring some heat. They're not going to let these quarterbacks sit back there and get too comfortable too long.
Yeah, and it
try
wasn't
to bring it to them.
Not just those guys, but Boulware, deep safety, had things covered. That's what Poe was looking to do, was go throw it long.
2nd and 27 after the penalty and the sack. An inside handoff, and hit and buried is Autry as the Benjamin Russell defense responding a bit here.
Here's one of these stands that could turn this game back around into Benjamin Russell's favor.
Sure, and they're
because
trying
they
field.
Yeah, get the ball with a short field with enough time left in the half, certainly to methodically drive it down there, keep the ball, and maybe try to tighten this game before half.
Yeah, they got a pinch on right there, and they just was coming in tight. And they're making a case for just what you're talking about, to set up on those 2 downs there. Pin them on back deep, get the kick, and have a short field.
That's why these linebackers have been so impressive.
I think we're going to see a quick punt here. I think Poe's just going to punt it, and he does. And Horn calls for a fair catch at the 32, and he's probably saying, why did I call for a fair catch? Because he's looking and he had some space in front of him. But so the Toros just try to quick kick it out of the end zone.
On third down.
On third down. Great field position here.
He's scared of that D there. He's well, I wouldn't say scared. He's respecting him.
All right, our encore rehabilitation trivia question. Benjamin Russell currently has 599 wins in school history. Name any of the only 6 schools in Alabama who have reached 600 wins. Don't need to name them all, Vic, just one.
I'd say Murphy, because they've been in existence so long. And I'm just throwing that out there.
So we'll have that for you in the second half.
And I don't think Dan agrees with me. He's the encyclopedia of high school football, but that's just a last gasp guess.
All right, so see if Benjamin Russell can take advantage of the great field position. Horn floats out to the right, fires it out of the backfield. And Johnson steps out of bounds at about the 27.
Yeah, they just ran a pass play from that tight formation. Just trickled the back out there just to have a receiver to go through, or 2 at least. And he just ran a little quick out, and he rolled that way and delivered the football. You take a look at it right there. Get rid of it, put it on the money, gets him in a good second and situational down.
He'll pick up 5. LeBrenican Johnson with the reception. Horn's just a junior. Alvy's hit in the backfield. Wow, great penetration as Horn got hit as soon as he handed that football off.
Yeah, looks like Spanish Fort was pinching inside as well. They were trying to run a little trap inside, but it ran right into, like, good guess on the defense that time.
Wrong option that time.
Sure.
I mean, when 2 guys go down.
Third and 5 from the 20. They're in 4-down territory. I mean, this Benjamin Russell team, I think they went for it almost every time they had a chance in last week's game, kind of no matter where the field position was. So they're definitely in 2-down territory here. I think they have to take a timeout.
Yeah, this time it's on them with the play clock. It wasn't a rush that time. They just decided, hey, we're going to let it run down and maybe make sure we get this 3rd down correct.
This Benjamin Russell team, they have some local coaching ties. Phil Lazenby, the head coach at Bayside Academy, was the head coach there from 1997 to 2000. Coach Lazenby has done a great job with that Bayside program.
They had some stretches where they've had a really good program up there, too. And people just love that lifestyle. So many folks talk about the lake area of Alabama, right there in between Montgomery and Birmingham, Lake Martin. Got a lot of folks from a lot of areas of the state that enjoy visiting that area of the state, and it actually encompasses a lot of area. It's kind of a Finger Lakes deal that takes up a good bit of the map.
Yeah, I'm waiting on you, Dan, to send me an invitation to your home up there on the lake.
Never been there.
And,
I'm just doing my real estate homework.
I promise you, I won't tear the place up.
Well, I promise you won't either, because it doesn't exist.
I will say that day comes. Get a big deposit from Lockett. Horn on the far side, 3rd down, gets it complete. 1st down as Ford has his 2nd catch of the night to the 20-yard line.
Well, whatever you're going to make of Horn at quarterback, Brian Horn is a tough kid. He got drilled again and made the pass as he was getting hit on a big 3rd down completion. Watch Brian Horn here.
Yeah, he gets stick right. That's why the pass wasn't exactly on his chest there, because he had a defender in his teeth.
Yeah, but he also, the pass was going to be somewhere. It was in a better spot because it led him just a half a step toward the first down marker.
Yeah, I agree.
Johnson and Alves along with Sturdivant in there. Alves on the right side looking for a hole, and that one gets clogged right at the point of contact.
Just power football, 2 tight ends, pitch it out with 3 backs in the backfield out of the wishbone. And Spanish Fort says we're tougher than you guys, and hold them to no gain on that particular play.
Yeah, Matt Hall came up and filled the hole on the right side.
Good player, Matt Hall. Very good, strong, tough athlete, and actually was getting a look at that quarterback job a couple of years ago in preseason when it was eventually won by Joel Poe. But Hall was too good a player to put him on the shelf.
2nd and 9, approaching the halfway point of the second quarter. Play action. Horn has time, looks to the back of the end zone, and nobody there. Boy, he got another big wallop as soon as he let that one go. Marcus Walton got a big hit on him, and there was really nowhere to throw that ball.
Yeah, he was trying to go to big 6'6" LeGarrette Varner, who plays outside backer, got him on offense as well. But there was 3 Toros around him, as you see him in the back of your screen there, and it was just 2 guys in the route. They had 4 defensive backs, so they put 3 on big LeGarrette and 1 on the other, and it wasn't anywhere for him to go.
3rd and 9 from the 19. 5 receivers. They'll empty it out here. Will the Wildcats. Horn looks to the right side, comes back underneath. He's able to get it complete. That's McClendon.
You know, again, how impressive is that? Going away from what they love to do because they've got to, and yet executing like this. And this is maybe his 3rd progression, 3rd read.
Yeah, what they did is just kind of flooded the zone there and then one guy just drops out of it and he becomes uncovered because all the DBs are thinking he's going to one spot and he's going to another.
Great job by just schematically and by Horn executing the way he did.
Sure, no doubt about it. Picks up the first down, a big first down for this group.
Yeah, 2 third-down conversions so far on the drive here. Inside, Alves will get ridden to the 6.
Wow, dangerous looking play, but they're executing it. You know, the quarterback's just turning around and pitching it in the inside where all the action is. They get caught with one of those backers shooting through the gap there. He might just pick it off and go the other direction.
Yeah, that's an unusual play right there.
Chase Milner makes the stop. Boy, the quarterback really has to get a block on that, Vic. He's got to get the block to make that work.
It does.
2nd and goal from the 7. We'll give it again. Alves trying to stretch it out on the right side. And Alves is going to be hit for a loss.
Same exact play. This time it was designed to hit more farther to the outside, but you're just not getting to the outside against this Toro defense too quickly. They're defending the edges pretty quick on that play right there.
They're getting off blocks too. You know, they're not getting pushed around at the line of scrimmage.
They've had more luck throwing the football tonight than they have running the ball.
Yeah, you might misdirection.
Play action, huh?
Yeah, well, with Horn, where you got a run-pass option, he's run it for 12 touchdowns this year. Let's see if he's not more involved in the play here, number 12.
3rd and 7. Alves goes in motion. They give it to him. He wants to throw it back to Horn, and he throws it. Horn's got it at the 1. Wow, what a catch by Horn as Alves fires it back, and it's going to be 4th and goal from inside the 1.
Yeah, look, he is involved, isn't he? And what an athlete Horn is, because that is a really nice catch, man.
Yeah, it was a tough catch there, and he didn't throw it exactly on the money, but he had to stretch out and jump as far as he could. Touched the ball twice in one play.
Yeah.
And you were saying he's going to be involved.
He was.
He got it started and he ended it.
You got it.
4th and goal from the 1. Play clock down to 5. Horn gives it off. Johnson upended and he's stopped. Now he's in for the touchdown, they say. Wow.
I tell you what, if you had instant replay, they may say a knee was down, but the ball did cross the plane, and I think it was after the fact he kind of bounced or
something.
something.
It might have been a rear end that was down, but,
and that counts as being down.
LeBrenick and Johnson is in for the score. Boy, I thought his Rompus hit down first, and we'll have to see the replay.
Too, but I don't know where the ball was at the time that happened. But
give him credit there to be athletic to kind of spin and make it happen.
Pat Greenwood.
I'll be honest with you, though. I thought it was actually a pretty good call. I didn't think he was down. He made the spin move, put the ball across the goal line.
Okay.
And I know the Spanish Fort faithful doesn't like it, but I think it was actually a pretty good call. I don't have benefit of the replay like you guys will, but yeah, look good to me. I didn't think he was down. Put the ball across, and that's a touchdown.
And it doesn't matter what we think; it is a touchdown.
No, and yeah, we're getting indications that it was a score, and great drive by Benjamin Russell.
Horn, and now we get a whistle. That one was partially blocked.
Yeah, all
anyway,
the precincts reported, and it is a touchdown. It's over.
yeah, of course, that's set up by the quick kick on 3rd down out of the end zone that only put the ball to the 32-yard line. So,
and nobody loving the score more than Coach Horn because he don't want this game to get away from it.
2 third downs and a 4th down conversion on that drive for the Wildcats.
And you'd say gutsy calls, but this is kind of their tendency, huh?
Yeah.
Defense, that penalty is declined. We still have a try.
So against the Toros, encroachment, but Colin Sharp will come on again. And he's got it up on the roof. 21-14, answering back is Benjamin Russell. 4 minutes to go in the second. We got a shootout here tonight in Spanish Fort. Big Wildcat. Dan Brennan, Jim Cox, Mark Freeman on the sidelines. Pat Greenwood's down there talking to Mark Freeman right now, asking, he's asking Pat if that was a touchdown. You know that's what he's asking Pat.
It probably was. Little in-game interview there. Nice.
Well, as hype as he is, Dan will say whatever he wants.
So that was a big score for Benjamin Russell.
Huge.
They needed that one, yeah.
It all started with that defensive stop when they pushed Spanish Fort back near their own goal line, forcing the quick kick.
And Tolbert and Cook watch this one bounce into the end zone, and the Toros will start at the 20. More of our friends who bring you high school football season all season long here at UTV 44. You get a good look at the visitor sides here in Spanish Fort. M&S Music Show, our halftime each and every week. They've been doing that a long time here on Friday nights for us. Also, Caligaz Printing. Print with people who know color. Caligaz and United Reynolds. Proud sponsor of high school football on UTV 44. So they've just had the one defensive stop, and it came on the last drive here. And now the Toros come back out at the 20, and Benjamin Russell feeling good about that last.
Yeah, they're delay a game this time on them. The play clock just trickled on down before they even paid attention to it.
And that's run by an official. That's not something that's done by
one of the teams, huh?
No, that's the official. So it looks like they've been starting it quickly for both teams.
Yeah, evidently.
And one thing to keep an eye on, we are starting to see that north wind pick up here. The wind was just not really blowing at the start of the game, and supposed to be having a cool front come through here, and starting to see the wind pick up.
Yeah, he went on a hard count there, and I don't know if he got one of his own guys to jump or not.
That wind, by the way, would be more of a crosswind blowing from our side of the press of the field across to the visitor side.
Pat Greenwood.
Yeah, I can promise you that the temperature's dropping pretty quickly down here. I don't know if it'll make a difference when the game comes to an end, but yeah, it was pretty warm when we started. It's getting pretty chilly pretty quickly down here.
Greenwood, you need to toughen up. I mean, you need to.
All right, mister, I'm inside.
So 4 minutes to go, and we're back at 1st and 10 after the offsetting penalties, and this one incomplete as he was trying to come back to Devontae Patrick.
Yeah, they were trying to set up the middle screen there, but the rush just got there a little bit quicker than the quarterback would have liked to have seen.
You want to invite it a little bit, right?
Sure, exactly, but don't just totally open the floodgates.
Are we seeing Benjamin Russell adjust a little bit to this offense now that they've kind of seen it a little bit?
Yeah, it looks like they're starting to pick it up and do what they need to slow them down, but it's still yet to be seen here.
With a handoff, and buried in the backfield is Tolbert.
Well, I think that answers it right there, Jim.
Javian Banks comes in, and he's had a big season and has played well at that outside linebacker position.
Yeah, give Coach Horn credit to keep his team ahead in this football game. And you see the crash down right there. They're just pinching those ends inside there to disrupt things. And
3rd and 10. Poe reverse pivot. Looking over the middle, now wants to go up top for Patrick, and he's got it at midfield and a first down. Wow, what a throw by Poe.
What a play by Patrick.
Great play by Patrick, but the play doesn't exist if the ball doesn't get there.
Yeah, of course. It starts with the quarterback.
Big time throw, and then Patrick knows he's going to get popped and hangs on to it.
Stops in his tracks. You know, a lot of times these receivers will keep going across the formation, but you better stop back there or somebody hit you.
Varner with the stop, and they quick out this one to Tolbert up the left side. This went for a touchdown in the first quarter, and this time it's inside the 35.
You know, these quick action offenses really take the wind out of you. They can really take the fight out of you, too. I mean, right there, 2 plays ago, Benjamin Russell's looking to get the ball back before the half. Now they're fighting for their lives on the other side of the 50.
Now they'll put the diamond formation again down to the bottom of the screen. Poe comes back to Tolbert. That one kind of sailed on him, and that ball, there's been no whistle, and it's picked up. Now it's a whistle. Wow. Is Justavian Norris picks up the loose ball.
Well, it's right where I'm standing, and I thought the ball was a forward pass. Not by much, but I thought that it was, and let's see what we see right here. He's at the 41. He throws it. That's pretty darn close, isn't it?
Yeah, straight lateral almost.
But, yeah, and there was no whistle until after Norris had picked it up.
Yeah, and I think it was urged on by the Spanish Fort sideline, and then they agreed with him as the officials say, yeah, okay, I'll stop the play.
Urging the other way, Benjamin Russell, coach, is right next to us.
So it was an illegal formation prior to the snap, and so that play would have been nullified anyway. 1st and 15, Joel Poe on the keeper. And Poe up to the original line of scrimmage. I was following with Mike Herndon on Twitter today during the LSU-Arkansas game, and he brought up a great point. There was I think it was that game, maybe it was a different game, but you know, if there's a false start penalty and the play goes and the defense scores, it's a no play. It's like the defense should be able to decline that penalty. They really should if they let the play go on, because it's like the offense gets a free play if the defense jumps offside. I thought that was a great point brought up by Mike today. Poe slowed down in the backfield. Legarius Varner there.
Those big long arms there, he can stretch them out there and just fan you down. Big 6'6", 190-pound senior. But no, the play never happens when the offense does an infraction, so it's just stopped.
But if they let the play go on,
which they should not.
Right, exactly. But you know, the offense gets a free play when somebody jumps offside and they get to take the shot downfield.
That's all right. We play D, we don't take anything free.
3rd and 10. Poe on the right side. Oh, it goes right through the hands, and then it's dropped. Wow, as Varner wasn't expecting that one, and that would have been a pick 6.
Yeah, if they wouldn't have caught him, but he certainly had some free grass, green grass to run on there.
Wow, and I think that had so much heat on it, and Varner wasn't expecting it. It goes right through his hands.
There he is, right in the middle of the screen there. It goes right through his hands, right there. Yeah, it was pretty hot. The receiver still had an opportunity on the ball.
4th and 10, and the Toros will take a timeout to talk about it from the 37-yard line.
You know, with everything that Spanish Fort has done in this game, they've done a lot of impressive things offensively. Look at where we are.
Yep.
2 minutes to go in the half. This tough bunch from Benjamin Russell is right in the football game.
Made the long bus ride down from about 200.
200 some miles from here to Alexander City. So they made the trip, and they're planning on giving back with a victory. They're just not going to give it here to the Toros. These guys here ready to fight.
2:01 left in the second quarter. Winner of this game gets the winner of the Briarwood Christian St. Paul's game.
Rings are on the line. There is no tomorrow. The loser puts the pads up and starts lifting weights.
That'll be quite a rematch if it materializes.
It would. We had it here on week 6 on UTV 44. That game, a rare loss at home for the Toros. St. Paul Saints, I believe they've never lost here in Spanish Fort, if I'm not mistaken, and they will.
Well, if they both win, they'll be back here again.
Yep, and so will we.
Yep.
SEC championship game or not the next day, we'll be here bringing you high school football on UTV 44.
That's right.
So the Toros will go for it. 2:01, 4 left in the quarter. 4th and 10. Poe looking toward Crane on the right side. Instead, underneath comes to Harris, who's got the first down inside the 20, and he's upended inside the 15.
Looks like it's basically one read for Poe. It's either going to be Crane deep. If they've got him, then Harris has got some room.
Yeah, and he keeps his head in the same direction where he doesn't have to turn around.
He's looking at both.
Look at it right now.
Right, he's looking at both receivers. Basically, he's looking at either a safety or a corner and see what his reaction to that route is, and then he finds the guy that's got a little more space. And he sure gets it there, too.
And one guy in the opposite side, he didn't even look that way.
Tolbert slowed down in the backfield.
McNeil making the play. He's a big 6'5", 200-pound senior. They've got the height different for real. If it turns into a basketball game, I give it to Benjamin Russell.
I like Poe's accuracy. He does put it on a line, but with a lot of speed behind it. But I like his accuracy a lot.
No, I agree. I mean, he's as accurate as anybody we've seen. And for as many times as he throws it, if he wasn't good, we'd know it.
Poe over the middle. That one tipped and off the hands of Sammy Tolbert.
Well,
Again, trying to set up the middle screen.
Had what they wanted to.
They did. It was there.
I mean, that was there, especially in the hands of a guy like Tolbert. He had enough space to make something happen, maybe even get him in the end zone on this. Watch Tolbert.
Lineman did a good job not getting downfield. They just kind of took a step up just a bit. So that call wasn't going to be against him. But, yeah, you're right, Dan. They had it set up.
3rd and goal from the 10. Poe, middle of the field, and that one's incomplete. Horn was there in coverage, and everybody in Spanish Fort wants a flag, but that was good coverage there on Crane.
Yeah, when Crane went across there in motion, I knew he was going to run that little crossing pattern across the middle, hoping that they spread him out and he leaves him wide open. But no, the quarterback made a pretty good adjustment on it.
Another penalty on the Toros, another illegal formation. So if you're Benjamin Russell here, decline this penalty, move it to 4th down. Or do you back him up?
I wouldn't give him any more downs.
No, exactly.
Illegal formation, offense, not enough on the line of scrimmage. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Just what you call, Jim.
So they'll try the field goal, and we will see the wind possibly come into play a little bit here as Alexander Theodore will come out. This one will be from 31. Sam Harris will be your holder. Wind blowing it from the right upright to the left. And that one is no good.
It actually went left, huh, Jim?
It went way left.
Yeah, nothing to do with the wind on that one. He just kind of shanked it.
I think Jim jinxed him there, talking about the direction of the wind right before the kick there.
He might have been thinking too much about that wind.
Yeah, what a stop by Benjamin Russell.
Does he have a radio frequency enter our voices in his helmet there?
So we got a minute left. Benjamin Russell will get the football to start the second half as well.
I imagine that's how I would look if I was playing golf inside. The ball just go all,
Well,
look out.
that's how I did play. I was asked to retire by those around me.
Double handoff. Alvey's hit as he's spinning down, takes a big lick.
A lot of stuff there in a tight little cage there with different people touching the football. Real dangerous there. I'm telling you, if I was a Spanish forward, I'd start sending some folks to try to disrupt all of that stuff in the backfield and see if I can't get a fumble one time.
Well, they got some penetration right there. And able to snuff it out in the backfield.
Milner put that big lick on after Smith had a hold of him. As we're down inside 30 seconds to go. Johnson up to the 26-yard line.
They're looking to get hidden behind those big linemen there and then pop it out of there.
Don't challenge the edge much. They really are not even looking to try to get it on the edge. Everything between the tackles and the guards and down. They go into halftime. Kind of mission accomplished, if you want to say, because right away Spanish Fort got off to such a blistering start.
Yep, now they kind of righted the ship, and it's 21-14 here at the half. Pat Greenwood.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Coach, you got to like the pace of this game. Hopefully we can continue that in the second half.
Yeah, and we had some opportunities there that we had a 4th down play right there and come back a couple times, and the pressure got to us. And the play that the pressure got to us, we wanted pressure to get there. Just got there a little bit from a place we weren't expecting. But kids played good. Defense played good first half. They hit us on a couple little trick gadget plays on us right there. But overall, it's a good half, and going to get ready to go play football.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Appreciate it. But again, that pace, guys, could be a factor for Benjamin Russell as we go throughout this second half because they've got a lot of guys playing both ways.
We talk about that, but at the same time, they've had a lot of guys playing both ways all season.
Yep.
They're 11-1. They don't look like they're giving up the fight anytime soon. We may see a change of heart by the fourth quarter, but so far so good. The guys from down up on the Lake Martin have played well enough to hang in there down just 7.
It's 21-14 at the half. When we come back, we'll hear from the Benjamin Russell Band on the halftime show brought to you by M&S Music here at UTV 44. Halftime score, you see Spanish Fort with the lead, 21-14. Time for our M&S Music halftime show. Let's go down and enjoy the Benjamin Russell Marching Band. Back here on our M&S Music halftime show, Spanish Fort leads Benjamin Russell by a score of 21-14. And let's go down and check in with the Spanish Fort Toro marching band.
Our band is under the direction of field commander, Matthew Bishop and Emily Tittle. Ladies and gentlemen, the second quarter control.
See our halftime score here on the Hill. Spanish Fort 21-14 lead over Benjamin Russell in a first half that kind of looked like, Dan Brennan, early on, the Toros were going to jump out and run away with this one.
Yeah, they gave you that indication. It looked like Benjamin Russell was going to have no answers for what Spanish Fort does, but they were able to slow him up enough and score late, and they're in this game.
Yeah, they get the football back to start the second half here, Vic, and we talked about it, maybe made some adjustments, got a little better feel for that spread offense.
Yeah, you know, they started to slow him down and made some adjustments to slow him down. You see right there, but they didn't hold him there. That was the early part of it with the touchdown.
Yeah, that was Christian Cotton with a great reception on the throw there from Poe, and then answering right back was LeBrenican Johnson on the other side. For Benjamin Russell, it was 7-7. Then Sammy Tolbert busts one for 38 yards. And at the 3:25 mark of the first quarter, it was 14-7. And then the long touchdown pass, that was Harris. That was early in the second quarter at the 11-12 mark, a 42-yard pass. And that made it 21-14, where we're at right now in the Toros. We'll have to play defense to start things off here in the second half. And Pat Greenwood, what did Coach Horn have to say?
Well, you know, we got a chance to talk with Coach Horn prior to the game. He's not a guy that's going to give a lot of long speeches to the media, right? Well, I asked him, I said, so what did you tell him at halftime? He said, well, I told him we got to score one more point than they do. Then just a long pause. So I said, well, you know, so we started talking a little bit. He did say they got to get more pressure defensively on the Spanish Fort offense, but other than that, he didn't have a whole lot to say. Yeah, again, the insightful one more point. That's all they need.
I think he kind of holds the cards real close to the vest there. As you get a good look at our vantage point here in Spanish Fort, one of our favorite places to go. We got some coaches, Bart Sessions from McGill-Tulin. I know that it pains him to not
scouting
be in
for
action.
next year.
Yeah, pains him to not be in action here, just watching the game on a Friday night in round 3 of the playoffs.
Well, coaches are 24/7, 365, I promise you.
I tell you about Bart, too. He looks like okay on the sidelines. He looks a lot better with his family around him because he's got 2 beautiful little girls and a lovely wife, and they're just kind of taking it in as spectators tonight. They live on this side of the bay.
That is not Bart Sessions.
In case you were wondering.
Well, talking about Coach Horn, if he's going to get any more pressure on this Spanish Fort offense, I think he's going to have to pull out his pistol, because I saw a ton of pressure put on the quarterback. And if he's going to do more, I don't know where he's going to get it from. They have been really heating up the quarterback, in my opinion. Not letting him get comfortable back there, but give him credit, too, to keep his team in this game. Because as we talked about, this team looked like they were on the ropes and just one more knockout punch. But they stayed in the game and attained to what's going on, and they're not letting them just totally pull away from them.
And they'll have the ball back now. Spanish Fort, you know, they've been known to do a little trickery on special teams.
Would they dare?
As well, I'm just tossing it out there. Now,
you expecting an onside of some sort?
Just floating the idea out there. Now, that way,
alert Benjamin Russell.
If it happens, I look like a genius. If it doesn't, it was just kind of a passing thought.
Yeah, that's right.
If it happens, we're going to take you to Vegas tonight.
Biloxi's only 60 miles.
Oh, I want the big one. I want to retire, not the weekend off.
Theodore will just pooch it up the near side, and the ball up in the air. It is caught and dropped back at the 28-yard line, so it wasn't an onside kick, but they did just float it up there. And
okay, that's worthy of Biloxi. Let's go.
Not bad, Jim. Not bad. You know, one thing that's really impressed me with Brian Horn, the quarterback, they've been tight, you know, triple option, basically, a lot of inside reverses and things like that, all in between the tackles. But when they've had to make big third downs or even a touchdown, they've spread everybody out, and he's been able to make the play.
They hadn't made a long run from scrimmage. Their big gainers have been through the air.
Yep.
And Horn even caught a pass that got him closer to the end zone.
He's a football player now.
LeBrenican Johnson goes in motion, and Horn gets drilled on that one as soon as he made.
Isn't that an 8th grader?
That's Thomas Johnston, who is a 8th grader out there making the start and the stop.
Yeah, this kid here is still just fresh off the ball, and they putting him out here for Spanish Fort to play defense. Coach Freeman starting them early, cradle to the field.
I didn't have the strength to clap the erasers in the 8th grade. They didn't even trust me with that assignment.
2nd and 10. He'll spread it again. Horn looking to throw to the right side, quick out. He's able to get that one complete. McClellan, his 2nd catch tonight, but a minimal gain. He'll give him maybe 5.
Yeah, McClellan's first catch was a big one down by the goal line. It got him a first down and put him in position for that 2nd touchdown.
3rd and 5. Coming up, Benjamin Russell, the Wildcats, they're in 11-1 region champions. Spanish Fort 11-1 region champions, and those two are meeting here tonight on UTV 44. Trip to the semifinals on the line.
Truly a blessing to see 2 teams with this many wins at this point in the season competing, and we're here to witness it.
Johnson goes in motion, and Horn going to keep it. Horn up the right side. He's got a first down, and now some more up near midfield.
They made the good read right there. They did all kind of counter action, and then just a hole seemed to open up to his right side. He turned his head real quick and saw it and said, hey, I'm tucking this one, Dan.
This is a guy that you can watch during this game. You put trust in this kid right there. They good blocking, and of course, the motion took the defense out of position. But Horn is a kid that obviously is just a junior, the coach's son again. We talked about that, but he fills the bill.
Yeah, he's probably been looking at film since he was on his dad's knee.
You got it.
He knows what's going on.
And off to Alves, and Alves will roll up to the 47-yard line.
And it's not like Daddy's changed the offense either, is it?
Yeah, he's ran it for, well, over 35 years.
Yeah, and Clay County, 6 state titles. It's worked.
Well, you know the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Even moving up to 5A. Actually, we documented this when he got to Benjamin Russell. They were still a 6A school.
Yep.
Declining attendance. It was a tough sledding for the first couple of years, but he's got them going now.
2nd and 8. Play action. Out of the near side. That's incomplete. McClellan got hit.
Yeah, tried to pump fake him there, a quick up and go, but the Spanish Fort defense didn't bite at all. It was right there to just smother that play out. Didn't give him any space to throw that football except right there toward the ground at the boundary.
Yeah, I think his primary target was Minifield, trying to get open deep over the middle, and Spanish Fort had that thing locked down and went to a secondary receiver right here.
There's the pump right there, and then he just rolls out just trying to get some positive yardage, but that play was sniffed out from the beginning.
3rd and 8 from the 47. Blitz coming. Oh, wow. Picked up by Alves and fired to the near side, and incomplete, broken up by Cook.
Yeah, on the back end, that was a great play by Cook. He just read it, came up there and got that left arm over the shoulder, right arm behind the back, setting up a 4th down situation for the visiting team.
Well, what a block by Alves to protect his quarterback. That was as great a block as we've seen Matt Hall. That's after the block was made by Alves, and Matt Hall was the guy that was on the blitz, and
wow,
Alves, he lost that fight.
He rebuffed that blitz immediately.
So Cook will drop back around the 10. Horn to punt. This one bounces down about the 12-yard line. That's where the Toros will come out. So Spanish Fort with a defensive hold to open things up in the second half.
They're going to bring it out to about the 17.
Yep, you're right, Vic. That's where the official spot is.
Set up shop there, but the way this offense can move the football, it doesn't matter where you put them. They're going to take their shots, and they're going to dart upfield.
Autry will be in the backfield with Poe, and he'll take the pitch on the right side. He'll pick up maybe 2.
Yeah, real good disciplined defense that time by Benjamin Russell. Simple play to defend. Anytime the quarterback gets the ball and just turns and pitches it, that immediately tells you where the ball's going, and all you got to do is just come up and make the play, and that's what Benjamin Russell did there on their defense.
Gain of 1 officially as we're inside 9 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter in Spanish Fort. Poe looking downfield. Harris just sits down and makes the catch at the 25 and now breaks the tackle. And he's going to be up and have a first down for the Toros to the 28-yard line.
Poe just reads that defense, sees the way they react to the And he's reading the safety here, and when he sees that Harris has got the room to roam, and he's got some quicks after the catch, too, gets a first down.
Yeah, he was waiting for that backer to make a decision on whether he's going to cover the back or stay in his little zone there. He decided to cover the back, and he gets the receiver behind him.
Poe looking to go up top, looking for Crane, and that one incomplete, overthrown. He was back there with Horn.
He's an inviting target at 6'4", 185. Athletic kid. And he'll go over the middle.
Bring up 2nd and 10 for the Toros.
Yeah, good job by the quarterback switching over to safety. Good coverage that time by.
How about the safety right there we're talking about? Is the starting quarterback for...
Out of the backfield, Tolbert able to grab this one, makes a move at the 30 and up to the 35-yard line. That's just not fair in space like that, is it, Vic?
Oh, no, you hate to see those little guys do that. Then you get up on them and they squirt a little spin move on you, picking up some extra yardage. I'm waiting for them to outlaw the spin move.
Just a
There you go.
Zoop. He's up the field.
3rd and 3 for the Toros from the 35.
Barely touched him.
Tolbert splits out to the top of the screen, and Poe's looking that way instead, comes back to the inside and falling down as Harris as soon as he made the catch.
Yeah, it looked like he had a chance just to maybe get a few more yards.
That's all he needed, too.
Yeah,
that's all he needed. Little bubble screen to Harris. That you just get a block, and you could probably get the first down.
The Toros have not sent the punt team out here yet. 4th down and 3 from the 35. Poe went on a hard count. Now they'll send him out there with
10 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time to get the punt team set.
Theodore will punt. McClellan is back at the 35, and they get the kickoff. McClellan with the rugby style, or Theodore, the rugby style, over McClellan's head. Wow, and it bounces all the way down the sideline. That might go in the end zone. It does a 65-yard punt, and it goes all the way in the end zone, so they net only 45, but wow, what a great kick.
I thought it was going to sneak out there in the 5 and really give them good or bad field position for Benjamin Russell, but it bounces on into the end zone, and they'll set up shop on the 20.
Each team comes out with a defensive stop to open things up.
Wisconsin right here. Wisconsin.
Yeah, Jim, you pointed it out. Both teams kind of look like they've settled down, got acclimated to what the opponent is trying to do. Now they're just setting up, reading their keys, and playing football and turning it into a real struggle here.
Ryan Horn gives it off. Gain of maybe 1.
Yeah, you were talking about this, Jim. They're not getting a whole lot there between the tackles, and yet their offense remains. That's what they're going to do, or at least that's what they've done to this point. They've got their best run of the night, I believe, was Horn when he kept it.
Yeah, they tried to pull the guard and tackle around there, but 36 just came right behind where they left off. Marcus Wall comes from behind and makes the tackle there. Good play by Marcus.
Rolling out his Horn to the near side, and that's incomplete.
I tell you, if you flashed up every formation that they have came up in and tried to call what it is, it would be like a class, because they have been out in every formation known to man, except I hadn't seen the pistol just yet. But stay tuned.
I don't think they do the pistol, but what they want to do is not be 3rd and 10.
From their own 20. Ford will split up to the top of the screen.
Well, there's the pistol right there.
Well, there you go.
Horn looking over the middle of the field, fires that one off, and he's got it complete as Adrian Minifield has the catch and the first down.
Once again, my point about Horn. When he's got to make the throw, he makes the throw. When he's got to make the play, he's been able to make a big play, and you just got to tip your cap to this kid, and he lets it go right here.
Yeah, you talking about we talked about all these formations. Hey, that's tough for high school kids to be in the right place where they're supposed to be and have the right personnel on the field.
There's no accident that Danny Horn has won 6 state titles.
Absolutely. Motion Johnson, Horn going to keep it, cuts it back and gets hit. He's going to lose 2. Pat Greenwood.
Talk about the pace of this game for both sides, but I'll tell you, for Benjamin Russell, they've got to like this pace because the longer they take, the more third down conversions they have, the less time that Spanish Fort offense has to get on the field. So this is the kind of drive that Coach Horn really wants to see from this Benjamin Russell team.
I'll tell you, Smith put a big hit on Horn there.
That's true, Pat, but at the same time, if they can run the ball with a little bit more success, they're going to take their chances. They're going to take some shots downfield because one way or the other, they've got to get in the end zone.
Alves lines up in behind Horn. He'll take the handoff, and he's hit and dropped again for a loss.
It may be the last time we'll see the pistol because both opportunities it hadn't been successful. As you take a look at the 8th grader, he's excited about what he's doing. He's going to get extra milk and cookies tonight.
You think we'll call his name over the next few years?
You know, if he wants to shove a kid in the locker, it's going to happen. I can tell you that in the 8th grade.
I don't know if he's that type of young gentleman.
I'm saying if he chose to.
So 3rd and 13. Horn dumps it out of the backfield to Brennigan Johnson, makes a move. Now he's hit up in the 36. He's been well short of the first down as Tyler Johnston came up to make the hit. It's going to bring up 4th and about 7 here.
Yeah, as you take a look at it from the pistol, just a little quick swing pass to the back out there. He makes one guy miss, but the Spanish Fort defense is disciplined enough to not let him get the necessary yardage for the first down. They just let him catch that stuff underneath and come up and make the tackle.
Horn on to punt, high snap, able to pull it down. Tries to angle it away, and Cook decides just to let it bounce down to the 25-yard line. We'll take a timeout, come back, 3:43 to go in the 3rd. Still 21-14 Toros here on the hill. We are in Toro Nation. And Tolbert hits and spins up to the 32.
Yeah, Joe Pohl had the opportunity on that play twice to think about it. Then he finally lays it in the back bread basket here. See, he thinks, and then he gives it to him and let him picks up the yardage. Those guys that got the quick feet, skinny ankles run that ball.
7 yards for Tolbert. He'll take it again on the right side. Tolbert tries to make a move, and he'll pick up 1 after all that, and they'll bring up 3rd and very short.
Sort of picking his way there, trying to find an opportunity in some daylight. You tell those backs, run the daylight, create some daylight. He wasn't able to cut the lights on right there, so he just put the switch and killed it down right there.
3rd and very short for the Toros. Harris and Patrick now bunch up to the bottom of the screen. They'll just give it off to Tolbert. Tolbert's hit, spins, and he's got the first down for Spanish Fort to the 40.
Yeah. Once again, Vic, they had a formation where it was basically power football because sometimes they line those guys up in a bunch to run routes. Sometimes they're to block.
2 flags downfield here.
As you take a look at the play, see if you see any violations back there.
Well,
maybe a hold there on.
Might have been a hold. I mean, that's the area of the field where you might get something like that.
Defense, 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
Okay.
Pat Greenwood.
Well, what happened is number 25, Tobias Russell, was hooked up with one of the Spanish Fort players. Whistle blow, and he took a swing. So 2 referees right on top of it. So that's what the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty is.
Wow, moves it to the good eye down there, Pat Greenwood, to the 45.
No place for that in any level of football. Just plays it in the whistle.
Oh, steps up in the pocket over the middle, incomplete. Was trying to get to Patrick.
A lot of zing on that. He spun it out of his hand real good there, but just led him a little too much there.
Yeah, and the pocket, pretty good protection because they were bringing more heat. Again, they like these athletic middle linebackers, and they like to bring them. But with that, of course, if they don't get to Poe, you've got a wide open area where you can zing the football, not have to worry about touch and getting it over the linebacker's head.
Yeah, you're right. And because the linebackers are in his face.
2nd and 10. Screen. Poe to Tolbert up the left side. Got a great block from Horst into the 32-yard line. Another first down.
Yeah. Pancakes for breakfast.
Ooh, lunch and dinner.
Man. 72 Horst with a great lead block out in space. And that's another Toro first down.
Boy, Sammy Tolbert really exciting to watch. Had the big game to open things up against Daphne this season. And
yeah, that's he cut off that block right there and just head upfield.
At the 31-yard line, the Toros quickly fired out the far side. Patrick, and then he's hit and dropped. Diorte Russell.
What a play by Russell. Just fight through the block, recognize the pass, coming in this direction with that little quick screen. Fights through it and just comes up there and make an excellent play. No gain or a loss on it.
Loss of 2 on the play.
Imagine somebody named Russell from Alex City, too, huh?
Yeah, that ball had to travel a long ways, which gave him the time to come up and recognize it. Good job by a young man to just fight through that corner, through that receiver block, and make the tackle for a loss.
Now,
penalty.
Yeah, they had lined up Joel Poe out at wide receiver and had moved Tyler Johnston to quarterback.
He's the freshman brother of the 8th grader on defense.
Prior to the snap, snap infraction, offense, 5 yards, still 2nd down.
So it looked like they might have had a little something drawn up there for Poe to split up to the top of the screen and said, okay, now after the penalty, we'll go back to the quarterback who's thrown for over 5,000 yards here in the shotgun.
Johnson may have his day.
Joe Poe pulls it down, squirts right up the middle, and a head tackle to the 28-yard line.
That's the first time that Poe's kept it with any effectiveness anyway. He's pretty much handed it off and thrown it all night. Here he does. There you go.
Almost loses it there in the handoff, but he maintained it. And
right, he does what Brian Horn was able to do a few times with success and keep it and run away from the pressure.
Yeah, he's just reading his keys and doing what's available to him. And, hey, that's what you do. Take what the defense gives you.
Inside a minute. Here in the third and 5. Joel Poe again on the keeper. And we're very close. We got another flag over here. This one on the Spanish Fort side of the field.
A good little fake right here, and he just pulls it out and gets around the right end there.
It's against the Toros. It's going to be 3rd and 10 for other
Yeah, he may have had it in terms of the yardage. But
offense, not enough on the line of scrimmage. 5 yards. Repeat 3rd down.
No mistakes. Back them up there. Not what you want in this part of the game.
Talk about this game slowing down and defense is getting fitted up right. We may be in the middle or just about the end of a scoreless 3rd period. How about that?
Never imagined.
Not early, you did.
Poe looks over the middle. That one's picked off. Threw it high, and Russell picked it off. Russell up the far side, looking for a block and gets tripped up at the 42. Tobias Russell, leading tackler for this Benjamin Russell team, goes up and makes the pick.
Yeah, I think he lost him in the fray there. He was looking downfield and just, he kind of may have blended in there, and he just almost threw it right to him, Dan. I mean, he didn't have to make much effort other than jumping up.
These linebackers have not dropped as much as they've come at him, so he really wasn't probably looking for a linebacker in that spot.
Be there, yeah, because they're usually in his teeth or his grill.
Exactly.
And Patrick caught him from behind. Russell, 250 pounds. He was lumbering down the left side. Ryan Horn now pitches it back off, looking for the double throw again. And instead, Minifield dropped it down. What great coverage down the field. 3 of them.
4. He missed one, Jim. 4 was on Laguerre Varner, who was the only guy in the route. They were trying to go deep. They had that in their back pocket for him, but just wasn't successful. Good job by Spanish Fort defense.
And as Dan Brennan pointed out, a scoreless 3rd quarter, 21-14, 12 minutes to go here on the Hill. Exciting quarterfinal playoff game here on UTV 44. look there at our game situation where we're at. Need to put a 12 on that scoreboard. We got 3 quarters complete, 1 to go. We're trying to get the scoreboard completed. Brian Horn, boy, you do gotta tip your cap to this Benjamin Russell team. Dan Brennan, come down here. Long bus ride.
Hey, and a good team.
Good team, 11-1. They didn't, they snuck into the quarterfinals. Horn out of the backfield, gets this one off. Albies splits the tackle, and we'll get up to the 40, and we'll bring up 3rd down at about 7.
And also something Jim brought up that was really good at the break there, that in large part Spanish Fort has taken away what Benjamin Russell does best.
Yep.
And yet they're in this game anyway.
Yeah.
They haven't run it real well.
3rd and 7.
And their most successful pass play, I think, was on a gadget.
Right.
Early in the first quarter.
Got them help get their first score.
4 wide receivers. Horn, pressure coming, fires it to Minufield, make it to Albies, but there was nothing there. And then Albies is dropped. That's got to be a late flag, and it is. Wow, they had him stopped, and then an unnecessary, way out of bounds hit from Spanish Fort, and that's a 15-yarder.
Yeah, he took him completely to the stands and dumped him over the bench. That's against the fence over there. You know, I'd like to think that the momentum just was taking him out, and he wouldn't egregiously make this terrible mistake here.
Watch and see.
Yeah, he looks like he may be trying to let up. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Certainly, a player knows he's way out 10 yards.
The officials are not going to give him any benefit of any doubt. That's going to be, especially on the Benjamin Russell bench.
Play was over. Personal foul, late hit out of bounds. Defense, 15 yards. Results of the play and the penalty yardage will be a 1st down.
I'll say this, even if he was letting up at the very end, he certainly was providing impetus to keep on shoving, far out of bounds.
Yeah, that's not.
Might have looked worse than it had to be, but the fact is, I think you got to throw the flag there.
Sure.
Oh, without question. So to the 25, they go do the Wildcats after they would have been stopped there on 3rd down. Pitch to the near side, LeBrenick and Johnson. Oh, boy, just to come back and just lost his footing. Now a late flag comes at the back of that play.
Huh.
And that comes from the referee that he saw something.
Boy, I mean, Cook was right there. I mean, it looked very inauspicious, unless we all 6 of our eyes missed it here.
Let's see. I won't speculate. We'll wait and see. Looks like he's about to go that way. That'd be 30 yards in penalties.
Yeah, one guy has the verdict, and there is no jury.
After the play was over, personal foul. Ill use of the helmet against the defense. Half the distance to the goal, and a 1st down.
Yeah, he saw some spearing there or something.
Pat Greenwood.
Well, they're going to get Ronald Smith for the spearing, but I'll be honest with you, I thought that he slipped. I didn't think it was intentional at all, but that's the call, so that's what we're going to play with.
Yeah, the offensive guy slipped, which makes the defensive guy kind of change what he's about to do, and he probably lost his footing. And 2 bad penalties against Spanish Fort.
From the 12, looking to the back of the end zone, fires up an incomplete as he was trying to go for Minifield, and it looked like he may have had Johnson in the right corner open there.
Yeah, I'm not sure that he picked the right guy on that particular play. I think Johnson was. He had his sight set on Minifield. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, he went to his first read, never went to his second.
That was Coach Danny Horn. You saw there just talking to his son.
The 12's a gamer, isn't he?
Really is. He's battled back from some injuries he's had early in his career. And
This is the first season he's been able to play relatively injury-free, get through the whole season.
They'll go back to their bread and butter.
Looking to pass, fires it over the middle, and it's incomplete. Again, he tried to go to midfield, and good coverage back there. Jonathan Cook.
Yeah, 1 man only out in the route, and that was it. No reading, no going to no second option there, except just tucking and running. The slant's not there, just throw it anyway. Maybe they're looking to get a penalty there to set them up.
I tell you, he puts the ball where it needs to be, and
he's asking for the flag.
Yeah, that's more on the receiver than anybody else.
Yeah, I think it's a split-second thing whether Cook came through the receiver before the ball was there or not. He plays it well.
Yeah, he's got a right to the football as well when this is in the air.
Horn again, looking. Back corner of the end zone, looking for Minifield, and threw it over his head. Incomplete.
Well, I say it would be a win if Spanish Fort could hold them to a field goal here, especially with all those penalties.
And that's what they're going to try to do.
Yeah, 30 yards in penalties.
On successive plays.
On your side of the 50.
Yeah.
You're lucky to come out of that just giving up 3 points, and they haven't given it up just yet. They're going to attempt to make it a 3-point.
Yeah, now this is Colin Sharp. He's got a big leg. Pat Greenwood and Dan Brenner and I were down on the field before the game watching him nail him from 50.
Yeah.
This one to the near hash. A good hold and a good kick. And it's 21-17 with 10:27 left. We're back after this in Spanish Fort. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Pat Greenwood, our producer-director Jared Kihas in the truck. And we got a good one here in the quarterfinals. What you would expect out of two very strong teams. Combined 22-2 mark between the schools. Each one 11-1 coming into tonight's contest. And Sean Rape now here to kick. This one Cook will take at the 5, drops off his hands and back into the end zone. And now Jonathan Cook trying to come out to the near sideline. It's going to be spin back and going to be dropped at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, he was pinned in there. He just made a mistake there, letting it go through his hands on the first attempt. He was in trouble from that point forward.
If you want to know what happened last time Spanish Fort had to be this far back in their own territory, they were forced to quick kick. Gave a
third down.
Yeah, short field to Benjamin Russell. They had to go 32 yards for their second touchdown. So this Benjamin Russell team, let's see what they're going to call now.
Trying to say, their coach is Spanish Fort coach saying this should be a touchback once it goes in the end zone, but the referee saying no, he fumbled it back into the end zone.
They're going to start at the 4.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, that it was going to be a touchback in hospital, but again, no jury, just one judge.
Third. Make it 1st and 10 from the 4. Poe gives it off. Tolbert trying to get to the edge. Tolbert spins back and gets to the 5-yard line. Wow, did that look like that was going to be some trouble for the Toros when that one started, Vic Lockett?
Yeah, he was running there full speed, looked like trying to get to the boundary, but LaGarris Varner there, big 6'6", 190 senior. We've been talking about it a lot. Just turned his horse and just cut him off at the pass there, and they wouldn't allow him to get outside. That's Varner, what you got to do.
You know, 6'6", being able to athletically
stay with a back,
stay with him, yeah, going laterally like that, and keep that play in.
Tolbert a full foot shorter than him. Poe steps up out of the end zone, now dumps it off, and it's incomplete.
I'll tell you, that making a play in the pass game, Varner was good there. He took away what Poe wanted to do with the ball on his first read just by getting a good drop that time. Just shielding the back from him, and Poe decided to go to another direction. The second option.
Toros trying to get the formation they want. Play clock now is at 10.
Plenty of time, get set, get what they want.
Joel Poe from the end zone fires over the middle. It's caught by Devontae Patrick. He's got a first down to the 20.
Yeah, he reached down and caught that one off his kneecaps there. Good job by him. Didn't even look it in. The ball just ended up in his hands and put it down there over his knee. Good job by him and his concentration there and reflexes to pull it in. His eyes not on the football there as you take a look at his helmet.
Poe comes back to the near side. Patrick juggles that one. Holds on to it, and he'll pick up a couple.
Well, that was a huge first down because the last two Benjamin Russell scores have come when their drive started at the 42 on the Spanish Fort side and the 32 on the Spanish Fort side. So give this team another short field. They like their chances. Yep. And again, that field goal gets them within 4.
A touchdown there ahead.
They start smelling it.
Playing time on the clock.
Poe gives it off. Squirting ahead is Tolbert to the 28-yard line. He's going to be a couple yards short of the first down with third down coming up.
Neither team's run it real well.
No.
You know, Altree and Tolbert really haven't gotten off. Tolbert had one big 38-yard touchdown run. Other than that, things have been pretty contained by these defensive front seven.
Well, can't you guys tell? I mean, the farther we get in the playoffs, you see these better teams.
Yep.
You just see it immediately.
Oh, and we see Javosky McNeil jumping offside there, and that's going to give the Toros a first down.
And that's why they're in these second and third rounds of the playoff, because they just play good football. And you're seeing good football.
Final snap, encroachment, defense, 5 yards, results in a first down.
Defensively by both of these football teams. So, hey, give these coaches credit to get these kids ready, and they're executing their offenses and defenses the way they are.
Yeah, there's 8 teams left playing in the state, and all 8 of them are real good.
That's right.
Exactly. Yeah.
And how many across the state are watching like us?
The rest of them.
And that's more than 8.
Tolbert right up the middle. Tolbert makes a move, and he's got another Toro first down across the 45-yard line.
Yeah, that's the first pretty successful run we've seen in a while. And that one's only 11 yards when we're used to seeing teams get gashed for 60s and 30s.
Last line of defense, Brian Horn, who is the quarterback for this Benjamin Russell team. Watch 12 come up finally.
If you're going to play safety, that's what you are, the last line.
Whistle before this one gets going.
Another offensive infraction if they're going to try to stop the play before it gets going.
Go back the Toros up. 5 yards.
A snap, snap infraction, offense, 5 yards, still first down.
Caleb Hall, the center, guilty of the snap infraction. So we'll put it back to the 47. Poe with the give. Tolbert took a big hit as he got up near midfield. They'll mark him at the 49-yard line.
Just past the original line of scrimmage. They're 6-5 yards. He's picking his way through the defense, just trying to get some positive yardage. These guys are just playing solid right now.
Yeah, you got to remember.
No running.
And how about this? I mean, they were 3rd and 10 at their own 4-yard line, just a few plays back.
Poe with a big completion to Patrick to keep this drive alive. Harris comes in motion. And Joel Poe wants to keep it, just puts the head down, and he'll get to the 49, and third down coming up again.
Yeah, minimal yardage. Nothing happening in the middle on that particular play. Just tried to stick his head in there and hopefully something open up, but no, the door was shut.
Now you got to depend on Poe to make a play at quarterback here.
3rd and 6 now. Let's see if they change it up as they do send Tyler Johnston in. Freshman, and he's going to be at quarterback, and Poe will line up at wide receiver. We saw this, and the play was whistled before it started last time, so you put it in the freshman quarterback's hands here. He's going to roll out to the right side, and he cuts it up the middle, and the freshman's got a first down for the Toros to the 25.
Well, the freshman quarterback plays a lot like his 8th grade brother at linebacker. I mean, they're just an old school mentality. Vic Lockett?
Yeah, he just saw all the action coming to this side, and he just cut up underneath of it. He saw something right there, and he just says, hey, I'm going to go upfield.
6'2", 186, and they'll keep him at quarterback.
Man, freshman. And there was no doubt what he was going to do on that play. It was basically a Tebow type of play where you're running the ball for a first down.
Yeah, he comes out of PE and jumps on the varsity field.
Going to keep it again right up the middle.
There's no doubt what he's going to do, and you don't have to teach him much there. Hey, you're going to get the football, go upfield, son.
9th grader.
Yeah, and I know that Mark Freeman's not thinking about this, but you do think, you advance on to the next round, and now your opponent next week, St. Paul's, whoever you're looking at now, you're like, all right, now they got to put this into the preparation next week when they bring in the 9th grade version of Tebow that Dan Brennan mentioned.
Right.
Here he comes again on the right side. Tyler Johnston Moves it ahead up to the 26, and this is eating up the clock as well as we approach 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I was wrong when I said Poe's going to have to make a play that when it was 3rd and 6. Instead, instead of throwing the football, they've decided to do something they haven't done all night with Johnston, and now they're doing it awfully well.
Just run the quarterback.
Yeah, and this is a team that's been on the field. A lot of these guys both ways most of the game.
Now they'll bunch it all up here. On the right side, pushing ahead to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, this is power formation all the way. I'm starting to see some of the Benjamin Russell guys just kind of lag around. Maybe they're getting a bit winded.
I tell you, again, we've got so many that have gone offense and defense the entire way. I'll go back to that 3rd and 10 at their own 4-yard line for Spanish Fort. That was such a huge catch over the middle that kept this drive alive.
Yeah, but this drive here is turning out to be close to being a dagger if Benjamin Russell don't do something to slow the horses down.
They've gone 76 yards thus far.
Or should I say bulls.
And now Joel Poe will just watch the play clock run down. Joel Poe going to keep it on the far side, slips a tackle, and now he's going to be very close to a first down. And I think you're right, Vic. I think you see some tired Wildcats on the field right now.
Yeah, they're kind of gassed here, and I don't know if they recognize, hey, if this drive gets capped, it could close out the football game and turn that 200-some mile ride we were talking about into almost like a funeral procession.
Yeah, I think this is one thing that you forget about this Spanish Fort team. They can do these long drives. You think about the quick strike, but they can also do this. Long drives as Caleb Hall lost his
Well, I tell you,
his helmet.
This drive started back. The quarterback was standing in his end zone.
Yep.
You say on the
4-yard line.
And Hank Schramm somewhere looking down, smiling as they matriculate the football down the field and eat up this clock.
Done it in a variety of ways, too.
Correction, that was Bureau that lost his helmet. The Toros got the first down.
Wow, look at the ball was out.
1st and goal from the 9. Now they go back to Johnston, trying to get to the right side, and Johnston took a big lick at the 6.
Yeah, the only thing you'd be concerned about now is the freshman fumbling. If he just hangs on to the football, they almost can just squeeze this game on out as we approach almost 2:59.
He'll come out, Poe will come back in. And now they'll split Joel Poe out. Now they'll just go with the traditional Wildcat and put Sammy Tolbert back there. They are emptying it all out here on this drive.
Yeah. Hey, this is for the rings here.
Tolbert wants to keep it, cuts it back up, took a hit. He's going to be dropped for a loss.
The only concern, people that hadn't handled the football all night starting to handle it here in this big drive here that could put the game away, and they recognize now how close it's getting, and they decide to take a timeout.
Yep, 3rd and goal.
Break and talk about it.
3rd and goal coming up. Toros with a lead, 21-17, 2:38 left, 3rd and goal. Toros have not scored in the second half. It was 21-14. They've given up just the field goal. I think if you'd come into this game, Dan, and told Coach Horn at the beginning of the contest that, hey, 2 minutes to go, Toros got 21 points. You like your chances?
Absolutely. They have not scored since 11-12 of the second period. So they've gone just about 3 quarters without getting in the end zone.
Wow.
If you're Benjamin Russell, that defense has done their job. But again, we talked about this. They play a lot of guys that are playing offense and defense. This long physical drive maybe is some evidence of that.
And there's one of them, Bryant Horn.
I tell you what, Benjamin Russell has come down here and left their mark one way or the other.
No question.
And the other thing, the coach would be shocked if you told him he only has 17 points at the end of the fourth quarter.
Yep, you're right.
Tight bunch formation to the right side. Poe back at quarterback. Joel Poe looking to pass. Fires to the near side. He's got Harris for the touchdown.
Confused him back there with that bunch formation. They all went in different directions. One guy just went upfield and turned around. That could seal the football game.
One thing that probably gets overlooked in all this, Vic, is we watch the touchdown again. Poe waits and throws Harris. You know, it's one thing to have a bunch of plays, but play calling is such an art to call the right play at the right time, and that's what Mark Freeman does so well.
Yeah, you're right. I call it the play selection. I mean, you can have a bunch of things in your back pocket, but just selecting it at the right time is key strategy. Why we love football.
Theodore makes it 28-17 with 2:33 to go and a trip to the semifinals on the line. (28-17). Big touchdown for the Toros. Dan Brennan said that they had not scored since basically 48 seconds into the second quarter.
Yeah.
And now Benjamin Russell needs 2 scores. They're down by 11. And they put only 3 points on the board here in the second half. High kick and a fair catch called for at the 28-yard line. And now we'll see Benjamin Russell spread it out a bit more, which is where they've had most of their success in moving the football here tonight. And you know, the Toros defense, they only allowed 16 points a game themselves all season, but they get overlooked because you've got such the firepower on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, they've overpowered a lot of people, too, and I think they've been excellent tonight, haven't they? Especially against this Benjamin Russell power game. Now you're going to see the Toros drop back with their couple of safeties deep and try to keep everything in front of them.
Pressure coming in. Horn will be dropped back at the 15, make it now down to the 13-yard line.
Not the way you want to start this drive if you're Benjamin Russell with a sack. That puts him totally behind schedule.
Yeah, and of Morehouse with the sack. A sack takes so much time off the clock, they'll have to take a timeout here to slow things down as you see Morehouse come in.
Yeah, he just completely overpowers his guy. Morehouse does a great job against McCaleb, wins that battle, and quickly gets to the quarterback.
Gives us a chance to give you our trivia question here tonight, brought to you by Encore Rehabilitation. Benjamin Russell sitting at 599 wins. Only 6 schools in Alabama history have ever won 600 or more games. We're just asking you to name one of them.
I got one.
All right.
Deschler.
Deschler.
I gave you Murphy.
All right, so we're 1 for 2 in the booth. T.R. Miller, Deschler, Dan Brennan, Enterprise, Thomasville, Fayette County, and Aniana. The only 6 schools in Alabama history to win 600.
And Brennan didn't cheat. He didn't look under the sheet to find out.
I'll tell you what, some of those trips to the state finals that we've done in the past.
We did a Deschler game.
Yeah.
We saw Deschler in the playoffs against UMS.
Comes in handy during trivia.
Fire to the far side, incomplete, and 3rd and 20 coming up.
Yeah, the 8th grader just kind of took away the route there. He was trying to come underneath. The quarterback looked one way and was coming back the other way. Nothing there.
I mean, he's up late. 42.
Past his curfew, huh?
Well, it's a Friday and everything, but he's up late.
2:17.
I'm sure Coach Freeman's already got the permission slip signed.
Yeah, I'd get it signed for him.
Horn rolling out with pressure coming. He has to throw against his body and fires it off, and it's incomplete.
Just great coverage down the field. Nothing there.
Yeah, Morehouse again with the pressure, and 4th down coming up. So here's a chance. And they'll have to punt the ball away with 2:09 left, and 4th and 20 from your own 19. Horn, the quarterback, is the punter.
Yeah, essentially to me, this concedes the game if he punts it. You know, 2:09, they'll get the ball 1-something. They can pretty much kneel it out.
And now, and the Toros, I think, going to have to take a timeout. They had.
Yeah.
You may have heard from their sidelines, an unnamed coach.
Yeah, you should have been ready. I agree with him. Unexcusable. You know they're going to have a punt on, but maybe they thought like me. They should be going for it on 4th down. I mean, because,
this is it.
Yeah.
Yep.
They'll kneel down on it.
Hey, the Alabama High School Athletic Association Super 6 State Championships return to Auburn University, Jordan-Hare Stadium, December 6th and 7th of next weekend. We got that right? No, a weekend from next weekend, in fact, with 6 exciting football games over 2 days. Don't miss the action. Go to ahsaa.com. Click on the Super 6 to order tickets in advance, and you can save. That's a public service message from the Alabama High School Athletic Association. Spanish Fort might be there, by the way. Or how about St. Paul's? Looks like they're going to meet next week.
Either way, it goes through South Alabama.
It does.
Goes through this region. 3 of the last 5 have come from this region down here. And Horn will punt it away. And the Toros will just get away from it.
Yeah, they petering this. They're not even going back to the line, leaving the line of scrimmage and just saying, hey, let the ball land. Offense go out here in the victory formation and we'll celebrate. We'll fry up some more fish and shrimp.
Yeah, how about Big Ed Dismukes? Got to give it to him for the fish platter, the shrimp platter we had up here tonight.
These little guys got a little bit of it. I took care of the majority.
I mean, Dan had at least 5 shrimp. I had 36 at last count.
Well, that means I had, what, 96?
It was, there, right down there we see it. It was just like a couple of Vikings eating on a ship here. It was just something fierce.
We were happy when the shrimp showed up. I know that.
Big thanks to Big Ed Dismukes and the hospitality we always get here at Spanish Fort. And now the Toros will try and run it out, and Joel Poe, he just falls down up at the 40. Just 1 timeout left for Briarwood, or I'm sorry, for Benjamin Russell. They'll take they're not going to take their timeout here.
How about the role that the freshman quarterback played in that big final scoring drive?
I want to thank some of our crew. Victoria back there, she's all bundled up, doing a great job in the end zone for us. You can wave to us, Victoria. It's all right. Give us a wave. Oh, that she's
like, leave me alone, kids. I'm busy.
Yeah, focused on the task at hand. And to the far sideline, staying inbounds. As we look at, there's Vania. Boy, he's a lot of times we get those great sideline shots down in the field. There's Vania. Vania might be up fishing in the Delta tomorrow. He's a pretty good angler.
Yeah, he says out of place tonight up there.
Yeah,
he's usually on the sideline.
What are the winds going to be on the?
Yeah, he's a tough guy. He'll be fine. You can find some protection up there on the Raft River, right, Vania? That's where he's up there shooting from high atop the end zone by the scoreboard here as the Toros just running this one down. Play clock down to 10. It's 3rd and 1. And now they'll snap it here. Joel Poe and gives it up the middle, and there's Tolbert. Now lost the football. Comes loose, still loose. And Benjamin Russell. It looked like they had fallen on it.
They've got it.
And they still have not had an official decision, but now they do have it with 33 seconds left and 1 timeout.
Dan, I don't know why you were running plays in that particular situation.
Well, they had 1 timeout. It was 3rd down.
Yeah, the 1 timeout still, this is what you don't want to happen, even though it's 2 scores for them to get it. But I was shocked that they were running plays myself.
So they had 1 timeout left there on 3rd. There's Eric Lowe bringing in all the superstars on the holiday weekend to shoot for us down on the sideline. And again, he goes right back to it. 33 seconds left. Horn looking over the middle of the field. Minifield's got it, but he's short of the 1st down, so the clock will continue to run.
And they're out of timeouts, aren't they? Got 1 more?
They got 1 left. Kevin Sibley right up atop of us here on the press box. Play clock down to 17. I should say the game clock at 17. You also see Jason Welch on your screen in the far left. Horn looking to throw. Pulls it down, fires it off, and it's going to be a completed pass with 4 seconds left. But the Toros are going to go on to the semifinals and improve to 12-1. And Benjamin Russell going to close out the year at 11-2. But what an impressive performance by Benjamin Russell coming down here. And
impressive season, too, as a whole.
They're going to take a timeout here with 4 seconds left.
You know, an impressive drive by Spanish Fort, too, with their back against the wall. Benjamin Russell getting within 4 points after the field goal, starting at their 4-yard line after a botched return on the kick.
Yep.
And answering the bell. And I go back to that Poe pass and that great catch over the middle that got them that 1st down that propelled the rest of that drive. Then you bring the freshman in to run out of the Tebow package.
Yep.
From midfield on. Didn't see that coming.
It was 3rd and 10 from their own 4, and the drive, and they complete it. Joel Poe with the pass to Patrick, who made a great catch over the middle.
Yes, he did.
And they end up going 96 yards, and I think that's probably one of those plays that, say, the Toros end up being state champions. Mark Freeman looks back and says, that was one of those key plays you had to have, because the coaches always say, hey, it's 4 or 5 plays in a game that the game usually comes down to.
I think that was one of them.
Yep.
This time they just got 2 defensive linemen, everybody else deep, defending the end zone. Last play.
Horn will step up, fires it off in midfield. Tried to drop it back, but that'll do it. The Toros with a hard-fought victory here tonight, 28-17. They will go on to round number 4, the semifinals next week. And Mark Freeman continues to do great work here in Spanish Fort since coming here from Gulf Shores.
He really has.
There's talking with Coach Horn, and they finish up the year 11-2.
And the music begins.
You know, Spanish Fort, it's to the point up here on the hill, they just expect to win.
Yep.
They expect to go deep into the playoffs. His offense was slowed a little bit by this Benjamin Russell stingy defense. They found a way to get a big drive late in the game, secure the game. They move on, and it looks like we're back on the hill next Friday night. You'll see it next Saturday night.
Here on UTV 44, as St. Paul's and Spanish Fort will meet to find out who goes to state. And let's go down to the field and catch up with Pat Greenwood. Pat.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Coach, tell us about that 96-yard drive to seal it. I mean, that was huge.
That's a champion drive. We do that in practice 2 or 3 times a week, and we come out and they were stunting and twisting a little bit and giving some trouble. We put a tight end in the game, and we ran the ball. And that's the difference in this year and last year's team is we're able to run the football a little bit. That team did a great job. That's a good football team. Our kids played good night. We didn't play perfect, but we played good enough to win, and we thank God for the win and all that. But that's a good football team, and the kids, we played our heart out. Defense played good again tonight. We put them in some bad situations offensively, but they come out and they play good. And like I said, they're playing good right now. Not perfect, but they're playing hard. And as long as they play hard, we're going to be okay.
State semifinals, how does that sound?
It's great. That's great. That's a blessing to be there. It's a blessing to have these kids in this community behind us. And I know it'll be a big game. I don't know who won the other game, and I really don't care. But we're just blessed to be playing next week.
All right, good job. Thanks a lot, Coach. We appreciate it. So congratulations, Spanish Fort. Again, a hard-fought game. Got to give it to Benjamin Russell, who played very well in the second half. But Spanish Fort with that 96-yard drive, guys, that was huge.
Yeah, it really was a champion drive that Coach Freeman alluded to, and Dan brought it up too. And, you know, not just the drive, but, you know, that third down, you kept going back to it, the throw by Poe. You got the senior quarterback. He steps up, makes the big play, and seals the game.
How about a senior quarterback making a big play, and then a freshman quarterback
comes in and takes over.
On another third down, on a third and 6.
Yeah. And there was no doubt what he was going to do. He was just going upfield and make first downs, and he was in there to do it. And he executed their offense the way they wanted to. Part of that championship drive.
12-1 are the Toros, and they will play for a trip to state next week at home. And how about this? The Toros, all 4 playoff games they'll be involved in, all right here on the hill.
You can't be more blessed than that.
No,
to get everybody at home on your own field, sleeping in your bed every week.
Every game in the playoffs, the smell of shrimp in the air.
That's right.
Not bad.
And we got one more coming up next Friday night. We'll have it for you here on UTV 44. So your final this evening, 28-17, the win for the Toros. For Pat Greenwood on the sidelines, Jared Kihas in the truck, Vic Lockett in the booth, Dan Brennan, I'm Jim Cox saying so long from the hill, where the Toros continue to roll on, and they head to the semis next week to take on the St. Paul Saints.